right, folks, we're in for a treat. You saw the title. Randy Curvin, you requested that I do Merle Haggard and George Jones and Born with the Blues. I don't think I know this song. Some of the songs I don't recognize the title. I didn't grow up on country if you're new to the channel, so there are a lot of songs that are just flat out new to me, even by artists like Merle and George. But this looks like it's off an album titled Jones Sings Haggard, Haggard Sings Jones. And so we're going to find out what this one is about, but I mean, what a combination. George and Merle. Here we go. What a beginning. That's beautiful.
Dad was my hero. God called him away. Mama was lonely.
Yeah.
And I was afraid. With no one to lean on, I turned to the booze. Hard times come early when you're born with the blues.
Wow.
Railroads were leaving and airplanes were in, and a great war was brewing, about to begin.
Vietnam?
Hungry and lonesome, nothing to lose. Raised in a boxcar and born with the blues. Born with the blues. Trouble in mind, smoking and drinking. By the time I was 9,
Shit.
and debt from the start, still paying my dues. Crazy and lonely, and born with the blues.
Some people just have life harder. They were dealt way worse cards than other folks. I don't know. You hear this. I don't know if this is based on someone's life, but it's not hard to imagine that it was and is somebody's life today, and maybe lots of folks, That's just a hard, you've heard me say this on other songs, this is just an extremely inhospitable, difficult world in which to live. There are moments of joy, moments of intense happiness, but the pressures are just, and then you see the sadnesses, whether they happen to you or not. If you have compassion or empathy, you feel other people's sadness. Tone is so good for this song.
In spite of the cocaine, in spite of it all, God gave me a woman to cushion the fall. You're like Paul of the Bible, spreading good news. A man on a journey, born with the blues. with the blues.
What's the good news, though?
Trouble in mind, smoking and drinking. By the time I was 9,
What a
and
voice.
debt from the start, still paying my dues. Crazy and lonely, and born with the blues.
Wow.
Crazy and lonely, and born with the blues.
Jesus. In debt from the start. What a way of wording it. Man. I mean, Merle and George. What a collaboration. I don't know who wrote this, if they each contributed something to it, because parts of these were reminiscent of their own lives. But I didn't, he made reference to when Merle was singing, he was singing, I guess, about George, or just about the character in this being like Paul in the Bible, spreading good news. And I'm like, okay, what's the good news? Because that came on the heels of George talking about cocaine and being into cocaine and all that. Not necessarily himself, although that, I believe, is part of his life for a while. So I don't know how autobiographical these lyrics are. Certainly the blues part of it. I mean, Merle had his problems, as we know, and got out of prison, but went in it first. And George had his well-known issues too. Goodness gracious. Randy Kervin, what God, I'm surprised nobody else has requested this. And if you have, I get a lot of requests. So, in any case, what a song. I mean, I'm going to rate that song, and this probably will come as no surprise because you saw my face throughout this whole thing. And those of you who know me, and some of you can read my face really well, but that's a 10. I mean, please. I mean, the tone, the instrumentation was so crisp. I don't know when this was recorded, but it was so crisp, so clear. I don't know if they redigitized it, what the deal was, but everything in this thing was clean. You could just feel it. You could, whether they were singing about, Merle was singing about being in a boxcar, you could feel yourself in the boxcar. The music did not contradict that at all. Georgia's situation did not contradict it. I mean, everything about it was spot on. Their voices, of course, and the way they sang it just fit the whole thing. And they feed off of one another too. Whether they recorded it in the studio together or not, you don't have to, because you just have multiple tracks, and then the engineer just lays it down, but or the mixer, whatever you call that. But wow. All right, Randy, thank you for that request. Good Lord, I can't believe what I just heard and experienced. So there you go. All right, folks, leave your comments. I'll see you on another video. Have a great day and keep rocking the country.